Brothers and sisters in Christ, the St. Mary's the Virgin Production Studio welcomes you to the fourth edition of our series titled Ministering to the Whole. Today's presenter is no other than Miss Dianne Pottinger, and her presentation is titled Impact Assessment of COVID-19. Now, if you're listening to this, then congratulations. You have to date survived the greatest pandemic in the last century of the existence of the human being. So Dianne will be sharing us thoughts and tips on how we can adapt to this change that we're living through and other changes that we may face in our life. Please enjoy and share. Thank you.
Sometimes it's hard, but try and you'll make it. Believe you me. In order to achieve, go forth and take it. Set yourself free. Obstacles in your way.
Welcome all to today's presentation on the impact assessment of COVID-19. How has COVID-19 changed our lives? The impact has been multidimensional and far-reaching. We will all be experiencing the impact of this pandemic for the next few years. From a financial standpoint, we have seen redundancies, layoffs, reduced hours of work, reduced remittances, reduced business activities. Our basic social interactions have been disrupted by the implementation of social distancing, no gathering, quarantine, stay-at-home orders, work from home. Emotionally, we might be experiencing various levels of anxiety, stress, fear, hopelessness, inactivity, and uncertainty. Normalcy. But I dare ask, what is normal? Change is normal and it's a continuous part of life. It's normal for you to be experiencing any or all of the emotions just highlighted. Anxiety, stress, fear, hopelessness. These emotions are to be expected. After all, these are scary times. However, change is only scary until it becomes your new normal. So keep going. The difference with COVID-19 is the pace of change. All aspects of life is being changed all at once. Not only with you, but with your country and with the world. So we are experiencing a magnified ramp-up multiplier effect of change from all aspects of life. Time for a new normal. Nothing is so painful to the human mind as a great and sudden change. The change cycle. How do we ride the wave of change? So we are getting on with life as normal. A change is announced or an occurrence has happened. In this case, it's COVID-19. This activates the roller coaster of change. The change cycle is a process that starts in the present at the time of the disruptive occurrence. And over time, going into the future, we will experience a myriad of emotions, starting with shock, rage, detachment, decision-making, choices, renewed hope, reattachment. Today's presentation will focus on this cycle and how we ride the roller coaster of change. You had great expectations for 2020. You had big plans. As the saying goes, 2020, the year of plenty. Then came COVID-19, the greatest disruptor of our lifetime, and the world stood still. Most of us are still on the left side of the change cycle. Shock, mourning, disorientation, nostalgia, depression, feelings of loss, detachment. You may be experiencing some or even all of these. What's important for us to realize is that this is a normal cycle and your emotions are normal. You are normal. It's okay. It's also important to realize that as unique beings, we will be at different stages on the cycle. We don't respond to any occurrence in the same way. Neither do we move along the change cycle at the same pace. Therefore, do not compare yourself to anyone. The change cycle versus the grief cycle. The cycle of change is synonymous with the grieving process. A major change evokes the same set of emotions as grieving a death. We are grieving loss of social interaction, loss of jobs, loss of freedom of movement, loss of the familiar. Do notice that feelings on the left side of the cycle are all negative emotions arising from our normal grieving process. Feelings at this stage are reactive. We are reacting to the outside stimuli. But we know it's not healthy to stay in this phase for too long. Note the cycle is a process over time. To move us from the left side of the cycle to the valley of decision, we must employ coping mechanisms. Here we go back to our resilience strategies that were covered in part 1. Positive attitude, positive mindset, reframing, renewal of the body through the acronym of refresh, renewal of the spirit through the baker's dozen. At this stage, seek the professional support of a therapist if needed. During the last 2 stages of the left side, you will start sensing the need to let go. Let go of the normalcy of life as you knew it. Let go of the routines that you have maintained for years. Finally, you move through detachment, detaching from your past activities, your past normal, detaching from structures, customs, and habitual practices and norms, how we greet each other, how we socialize. During detachment, there can be a sense of loss. This way, that way, another way. But don't be disheartened. This is a powerful period. You would have gone through the grieving process, the sense of loss. You are now at the crossroads of staying stuck in the past or moving to the future. You are seeking to find new connections going forward. There is indeed power in detachment. True detachment isn't a separation from life, but the absolute freedom within your mind to explore living. Being stuck. You don't want to move from shock to stuck. But what would prevent us from progressing from the left side? It's usually the white elephant in the room, that of fear. We can end up in a paralysis of fear. Fear can cripple you by distorting your thoughts. Let's be honest, our initial fear of COVID-19 is normal, but too often our fears are exaggerated, and oftentimes our fear is false evidence appearing real. We all have a choice how we will respond to fear. We can either forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours. You can have fear, but don't let fear have you. So here we are in the valley of decision. This is ground zero. This is where you bunker down and start kicking for survival. The tide is now changing. Possibilities of renewal is on the horizon by turning to face the future. You are poised to start climbing the right side of the change cycle. Decisions are now being formed. Start seeing change as a helpful thing that should be done. Understand in the valley of decision, you have to do what you can with what you have where you are. When looking back doesn't interest you anymore, you are doing something right. We are finally on the right side of the change cycle. You are now starting to climb. Feelings on this side of the cycle are now proactive. The stimuli is from within. You are now taking actions by searching for the new, starting explorations, making informed choices, engaged in problem solving, refining your purpose, finding new structures, embracing hope. Commitments are being made. If needed, seek the professional support of a life coach for guidance and redirecting. Some advice to support you on your journey on the right side. Uncertainty. There will still be uncertainty because uncertainty will always be part of the taking charge process. Courage. Be courageous. Courage is not the absence of fear or uncertainty, but moving forward in spite of it. Choices. Carefully analyze your choices, and may your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Opportunities. Seek opportunities, possibly in new places. But remember, opportunities are usually disguised as hard work. OPP. Only positive people. More than ever, keep positive persons around you. Action. My words may inspire you, but only your action will create change. Finally, hope. Hope is seeing light in spite of being surrounded by darkness. Always seek opportunities, not security. Remember to keep your focus. Be positive. Keep moving forward. Be proactive. Change before you're forced to. You are now at the last two stages on the right side. Reattachment of the new structures begin to form. You begin to attach to new norms, new ways of living. The unfamiliar starts to become familiar. The sun shines brightly on the horizon. Your new purpose and new pathways begins to take form. You're excited. You start making long-term plans. The future seems more certain. Keep your expectations realistic. So hope is coming back. Glimpses of a productive future is on the horizon. Reattachment to the new norm is forging. You are becoming excited about new possibilities. Targets are now being set. However, these must be realistic. Note, you can have relapses to the left side. Be patient. Be gentle with yourself. Build strong links and foundations. Keep taking action. Imagine COVID-19 as a pot of boiling water, and you had a choice to be a carrot, egg, or coffee bean. Who would you be? All three items are placed in the same situation, the boiling water. However, each reacted differently. The carrot was strong, hard, and unrelenting. However, after being subjected to boiling water, it softened and became weak, losing its strength in adversity. The egg was fragile with its liquid interior, but after being in the boiling water, it hardened its interior and its free spirit. The coffee beans were unique. As it came into the boiling water, it changed the water and gave it an aroma. With adversity, the coffee bean got better and changed the situation around it. Which one are you? How do you respond in difficult situations? You cannot be the same, think the same, and act the same if you hope to survive in a world of change. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. There is no improvement except through change. We have to be willing to let go things of the past because our power is in the present, not the past or the future. God chooses what we go through, but we choose how we go through it. Be blessed. Thank you.
By smart remarks from people who think they're with it. Keep moving on, mind gotta be strong and don't indulge yourself in it. But strive.